Testing, 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 testing. Okie dokie. All right, all right, all right. Got to get my streams synced up here. One second. All right, now we're all synced up. I wasn't planning on doing this tonight, but we play Virginia Tech. Do we play them next week? Might be next week. So I thought, hey, let's have some fun. Let's get on here together. Let's watch Virginia Tech, Boston College, and see what we got. Virginia Tech looks pretty good. They have up to this point. Now I did miss most of the game up to this point. I had a parent teacher conference I had to do, but a little counter option. Wow. Nice play for Virginia Tech. Just made some sales in Nashville. Nice. I second Virginia Tech looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm a little worried about going to Blacksburg now. Well, I'm more than a little worried. Now, Boston, they haven't released the game time for that, have they? I don't think so. Night game will be tough. Night games in Blacksburg are tough. We got the game tied 0-0 with 8:36 to go in the first. Virginia Tech on the Boston College side of the field, they'll run it up the middle, pick up a first down with Tootin. How you doing, Tootin? Is that Tootin? I don't even know. That's their main back. I remember that from the Miami game. All right, yeah, we got tobacco over here. We're doing all right. 1st and 10 from the Boston College 41. Virginia Tech driving. They'll run it again, and he'll get stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Man, what's going on, CJ? We got a big game ourselves coming up Saturday. Rec, do you think Haynes King will play against Notre Dame? I think if there's any way he can play, no matter how healthy he is, he'll play. Play action, complete. Big first down, about 15 yards for Virginia Tech. I mean, I don't know, man. It's kind of a crapshoot as far as whether Haynes King will play tomorrow or not. I'd said in members' videos whether he had practiced or not and what he had done, but if I had to bet right now, probably Haynes starts the game. I mean, it's hard to say with, what all we might be doing. Oh, a counter reverse. He's got blockers, but he ends up getting like 9 yards out of that. But Boston College actually did a pretty good job staying home. Collins would never do a live interview where fans could show up and watch. No. Well, I don't know. He might. I mean, he loves the attention. By the way, I haven't had a chance to mention this, but Key did his, or I guess is still doing his live coaches show at a frat house, which I think is great. One of the problems at Georgia Tech is that Virginia Tech runs up. It's a read option. He pulls, touchdown Virginia Tech. I tell you, Drones is a tough guy to get down. He's a tough one to get down. But one of the problems at Georgia Tech is like a lot of the students, like, what do we have? 17,000 undergrads at Georgia Tech. And a lot of them, maybe this comes off as not kosher. They're not American. So they don't really know football that well. So there's not great engagement, in my opinion, with like a lot of the students that go to Tech. Like I'm talking about the collective 17,000 undergrads in football. So I think it's really cool that, Key's doing this coaches show at a frat house, trying to get, the students more involved. Like there's a lot of things Georgia Tech's doing right now that don't have anything to do with playing on Saturdays. Way too many Indians and Asians. Well, I'll put it to you this way. I had a Calculus 2 teacher that kept using this specific word, and no one knew what the word was. And so we asked the TA, what is that word? And he said, oh, that's the Chinese word for integral, which is kind of important to know in Calculus 2, which is almost exclusively integral calculus. So yeah, we need to pull a MAGA, make Georgia Tech and Georgians for Georgians again. I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, I've even had, people reach out and be like, hey, could you do kind of stuff to explain the rules of football and stuff? And I thought about it. I mean, think about this, guys. If you were talking to someone that knew nothing about the game of football, how would you even start to explain football to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we take it for granted because we've watched it our whole lives, right? You got 3 tries to make 10 yards, but if after 3 tries you don't get a first, then you punt. But not all the time. Sometimes you go for it, and then if you don't get it, then they get it right there. Like, it's the rules of football are pretty convoluted. There's a high learning curve to watching football if you're not familiar with the rules. That's what I'm saying. Sorry to hear about Tony Bennett's retirement. Have to my European friends, I just say it's soccer, but men play it. That's probably the best description of football I've ever heard. It's like soccer or basketball, but people who don't buy tampons play the game. Yeah, I think that's a good description. Oh, yeah, and then if you do make it, your chances reset. That's true. That's true. Appreciate the $5 from Zach Jones. Says Chiron drone is going to cook us. If we let Leonard rush for 70 plus Saturday, drones will go for 120 plus. Virginia Tech versus Georgia Tech going to be a shootout, I fear. It's going to be a tough game, man. Appreciate the super chat, but yeah, I mean, we all made, and I shouldn't loop you guys into it. I made fun of Virginia Tech for losing to Vandy, and then it turns out, Vandy pretty damn good team. We just didn't know it. How do you wear an earring and play football? Like, I don't have anything against someone wearing an earring, but how do you wear it while playing football? That seems like asking to get it ripped out. We win, we lose, and cover, or Notre Dame covers. I got us losing and Notre Dame covering. I did a video on all the ACC games picking against the spread today. I also have Virginia Tech winning and covering. And by the way, I even had some people send their picks in. So if you didn't know, I flip a coin to pick the spread. And my thesis is that you're not going to pick the spread given a sufficient amount of time any better than a coin toss. And I'm stand behind that. So I said, hey, if you want to try, send your picks in. You got to at least pick every Saturday game going out. And if you do better than the coin toss, then I'll give you a shout out. On this day in 2009, when we beat Virginia Tech ranked 4 at the dot, I was like 9 in attendance. I was at that game. Yeah. Now, well, I went to Tech when I was older. So I was only there from like 14 to 17 or 15 to 17. Which sucked because I was there for the 3-9 year. All right, Boston College running. 2nd and 6, come close to picking up a first. Might be third and inches here. That was the all the way turned up game. Yeah, I still remember that. I think I was in high school. Well, 07, yeah, I was in high school. What are you doing, bud? Why do we have to chew everything up that I have in this house? Yeah, I was in high school during that game, but I was at the game all the way turned up. Oh, Castellanos is going to run, and he fumbles. He fumbles the ball, and it looks like Virginia Tech has it. They're fighting. They're thrust in the middle of a cockfight here. They're still fighting. It does look like Virginia Tech came up with it. What's going on, T. Branch? Stop. Son of a bitch. What's going on, Mr. Rogers? Yep, Castellanos came out not... Oh, his knee's down, though, it looked like. It looked like his knee might be down. I didn't see when exactly the ball came out. Teddy Pup is being a pup. You got everything you like off the ground? No, and it is my fault. But, I mean, hell, he even chewed the little runner boards that go like at the bottom of your walls. That's the hilarious thing about having a dog is you buy them all these toys and then they chew up important things. He chewed up my earbuds. Adopt him from an Athens pound. No, he was actually much like a lot of the Georgia fans in accident. The people I got him from was like, yeah, we have this girl dog and a boy dog, and we didn't know they weren't fixed. And then the girl dog became pregnant, and that's how Teddy Pup came to be. And I don't really know how you don't know a boy dog isn't fixed. Even a girl dog. We're not going to go through the details of how you would know they're not fixed. But monthly, it's going to become apparent that they're not fixed. Let me refresh. Yeah, I gotta now. If I'm a little bit behind, there's a automatic 30-second delay in YouTube, if not 90-second. Average conception of a UGA fan. My dog chews up a new toy as my son as soon as she gets it. Yeah. Yeah, so if I'm a bit behind on the game, that's because there's a delay in the YouTube feed. You can just pause your game until you kind of catch up. You can see it behind me. Freeze-dried liver treats. That dog will do anything you ask. Do you have to be so loud, buddy? Come here. Come here. Let the people see your face. What did you say? You chewed up like $115 pair of Raycons, didn't you? And the runner boards. Yeah, you did a lot of stuff. Did a lot of stuff. Who do you think, Teddy Pup, who do you think's winning tomorrow? Georgia Tech, or Notre Dame? All right, he's got Georgia Tech. Yeah, he's got Georgia Tech. Yeah, he is a beast. Yeah. All, 15 pounds of him or whatever he weighs. All right, dude, we can't do that, though. Let me see that. He's like, I bought you this. See how that's for you? That's for you. All right. Growing on up. My dog loves Rachel Ray soup bones. Okay. I forgot about Rachel Ray. Good old Rachel Ray. Beamer cam. All right, I got to sync these up again. All right, I think we're about good. Little wide receiver, little jet sweep motion here. Let me try this again. 422. All right, now we're in sync. 2nd and 5 for Viginia Tech. Deep in their own territory. Little read option. Drones is going to pull and take about a 5-yard loss. We could win with a healthy King. Maybe Pyron can pull it off, but I just don't think he can, or Buster will let him. Well, I mean, I've said I think, you know, 100% healthy Pyron is clearly better than a super gimped up King. And the thing is, like, King's not going to get any better. I mean, we're running him 20 times a game, and he's not sliding. So, like, even if he does get 100% healthy in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from then, he's just gonna get banged up again. 3rd and 7, throw downfield. Oh, he gets rocked a little. They're down to the 1. Virginia Tech looking good. Oh, he's giving I just got rocked symbol, meaning I need to come off. 1st and goal, they're going power set. Quarterback sneak with drones. It looked like he got in. And they signal it. Man, Virginia Tech goes up quickly. Quickly, 13-0. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. We get Tim Mini. Oh, so I haven't given my opinion on that either. I'll probably need to do a video on that maybe this weekend. Here's what I'll say. Thank God for J-Bat. And thank God for J-Bat doing things despite a lot of Georgia Tech fans. We're not in a position to turn down money right now. And if we get a clear $10 million out of, I mean, think about this, guys. I don't know what the deal that we currently have playing at Mercedes-Benz is, but for one game, we don't sell our stadium out anyway. When we play Georgia, Georgia brings more fans than we do to our own home stadium. If you don't believe me, watch last year's game. Why would you not take $10 million to go play it at Mercedes-Benz? Well, I mean, why would you not? I got a comment from somebody that basically said he was going to boycott season tickets, and every Tech fan should boycott season tickets because they're playing clean old-fashioned hate at the Benz. And I'm sorry, that kind of thinking is what's got us in the financial shape we're in right now, though. I thought the $10 million was over the lifetime of the contract, not one game. I haven't read the whole thing, so you could be right. Bat said it takes $22 million each year to max out the new NIL cap. $10 million helps a lot. That's the other thing. We've still got to pay past players from the settlement of the NCAA, which is insane that the NCAA gets sued in court. Now it's like, okay, all the schools now, they have to pay all these past players as part of this $2 billion settlement. It's crazy. If fans have a real grievance, go to J-Bat's office and speak your mind. Well, do you like signing 5 stars? Are you pissed off with what our pass rush has been so far? Well, you don't get to say that and then bitch when we do things that are going to bring more money into the program so that we can go out and get the players that we need. Pick one or the other. And I think we might be on the cutting edge of this. Like I was hearing, like, it would not surprise anyone if like Ohio State, Michigan played a neutral site and they got, both those schools got a bunch of money to do that. Sorry, yeah. Zach Jones with the $5 says King isn't going to play if he's not at least 85 or 90%. In saying that, I'd personally take 85% King over Pyron versus top 15 Notre Dame strictly for experience. Yeah, I mean, we could kind of, split hairs over what percentage and then who should play. I still stick by, I think our best shot of winning this game is Pyron, especially with, what we know about what's been going on. The Peep, my other super chat, but we wearing all white this Saturday. Does that include helmets too? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't like the white helmets. I don't like them at all. At Georgia Tech, they got Michael Vick there. Dang. At Georgia Tech, you wear gold helmets, man. I don't know what that's about. I'm worried Jay Batt will eventually leave Tech and go to a different school. Me too, man. He's the next one that probably needs to get paid. In fact, he's probably the most important one that needs to get paid. If we have to make Jay Batt the highest paid AD in the country, then that's what we need to do. There were people that complained over the naming rights. We do the naming rights, and then what happens? We sign the first 5-star in program history. You think those things are related? Is there any correlation between those two things? I think so. Appreciate the other $5, Zach. Go to the site. Yeah, it is white helmet. I mean, let me know what you guys think. I'm not a fan of the white helmets. All right, Boston College play action, 1st and 10. Castanelos running around like a maniac, throws the ball away. Would you say that NIU beating Notre Dame is a fluke, or did they actually get beat? Did they actually beat Notre Dame playing better? They ran the ball on them. I mean, given how they've played since NIU, it seems more like a fluke than not. Also, someone commented that's a Notre Dame fan saying, actually, Riley Leonard's played a lot better in the past 3 weeks, and that was said in the press conference with Key, too. I think he's 6 touchdowns on 0 picks, maybe. 2nd and 10, empty set for Boston College. Castanelos throws complete, big completion, still running. They'll get it down to the 50. Boston College needs to score bad here, probably before the quarter, to really feel like they're getting back into this thing. I agree, KS. Tech should wear gold helmets. Like, what are we doing? Like, if Boston College came out wearing white helmets, like, it would look, you'd be like, is that Boston College playing? Who is that? 1st and 10 from the 50. Castanelos throws another good completion. They'll pick up about 8, almost 9. Long-term bat is way more important than Key. As much as I like Key, man, I'll agree with you on that. Run up the middle, 1st down, Boston College. Especially at Georgia Tech, who's been so behind the times with how they have handled things from an administrative standpoint. And like, not patting myself on the back. I mean, look, kind of patting myself on the back. 1st and 10, Boston College, throw complete. I'll pick up, about 5 off that. Did I not say, why are we not getting these rappers involved in the football program at some capacity? Why are we not playing like Ludacris Welcome to Atlanta when the team comes out. What happens? We have Ludacris last year at the block party. They started playing Welcome to Atlanta when we come onto the field at Bobby Dodd now. We've got Big Boy coming on the 9th. Like, J-Bat is someone who was at Alabama, saw what football mecca looks like over there, and, you know, as respectful as possible, was like, look, all these people that want to stand on their traditions here, that's fine, but we're going into the next phase of college football. Because here's the thing, if you start passing up money like we have in the past and becoming more and more indebted, you're going to get left behind. Georgia Tech's going to get left behind, and those same people will be complaining, oh man, why can't we win? Why can't we be competitive? Well, it's because we did exactly what you wanted to. 2nd and 6, run up the middle. Really good run there. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 1. We need to pay Key more, pay Buster a little more, though he is decently paid, and we need to pay Bat a lot more. Yeah. Look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Key's taking a lot less to get his staff paid, and because he's committed in the long term at Georgia Tech. That's why, like, him to Florida makes no sense to me. Run up the middle, 1st down for Boston College. Boston College getting a little something together here, 40 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. All the rappers like Georgia Maine. Yep. Every concert this year is so far is country for some reason, and I haven't heard of any of the people. Like that girl that played the last time, I didn't recognize her. I would take her home though. 1st and 10 for Boston College, 15 seconds to go in the quarter. They'll run up the middle. Oh, he pops out. Gets about 9 yards. That'll end the 1st quarter. Man, quickly, Boston College in the red zone. What's going on, Seminole Seth? Good to see you in here. Should go get Hank Williams Jr. That'd be a sellout. Well, I don't want to go into it, but there's reasons that you won't see Hank at a football game probably. But if you have to pick an upset, which one would you pick in order? I already picked it. When I did picking against the spread, I picked Louisville upsetting Miami tomorrow at noon in Louisville. Oh, you mean for us upsetting someone. If you have to pick an upset, which one would you pick in order? Notre Dame, Miami, homecoming, most likely primetime UGA. So out of Notre Dame, Miami, UGA, that's a tough one, man. Honestly, I think Notre Dame's the least likely. I'd have to go with Miami. So I think most likely upset out of those 3, you're only giving me 3 options, is Miami, then Notre Dame, then UGA. And you could probably convince me it should be swapped where it's Miami, UGA, Notre Dame. I'm waiting for a contract with Coca-Cola to drop next. Yeah. Bocephus on North Avenue is something I've only had in my head. There would be droves. Hip-hop and country music singers. It's a family tradition. Now, Tech fans, why do you drink? Because we watch this team. There you go. There's my breaking out party. I don't know why the chat isn't showing up in my OBS right now. It's interesting. Coke and Chick-fil-A up next, trust. Hey, I mean, look, that's, as the kids say, that's real talk. That's real talk. I mean, you have to start working in that deals, and J-Bat's been doing stuff like that, man. Like, J-Bat's out there doing work. Season ticket holders don't get a ticket to this game, but have priority to buy tickets early. That's going to be some real money for a seat. Yeah, it's not great, man. Like, and this is my thing. I'll give you the example Carolina Jackpot gave, talking about similar things. You know, like with cell phones, I don't like that I have this cell phone that tracks a lot of what I do and reports back to the mothership somewhere, but I have to deal with it. I don't have to like it, but I have to deal with it. And if I don't want to deal with it, then I have to go live in the woods like the dude who wrote Walden and Civil Disobedience. If I still have the phone and complain about it, then I mean, what are you doing? So you don't have to like, I don't like clean old fashioned hate being played at the bins. I don't have to like it. But I also recognize these are the things that we've got to do right now to get where we want to be down the road. Yeah, season ticket members should get tickets for the whole season. I agree, because that counts as a home game. That does feel a little bit sleazy, for sure. But in truth, a lot of Tech fans don't even go to Georgia Tech. I mean, a lot of Tech fans sell their tickets now. I mean, it should be your right to sell the ticket, but I don't know. I don't know what the tickets will be. They might be fairly expensive with the number of fans that Georgia will bring, though. Second one for Boston College. It's gonna be close. Depends on where they spot this thing. Depends on where they spot it. Kuhn Lin says, I agree. We have the greatest home field advantage from Miami if it's a night game. Yeah, that was kind of my thought process. Remember when Notre Dame lost to Marshall? They did. They lost to them last year. Marcus Freeman does have a little egg on his face. He's got some pretty bad losses for Notre Dame on there in his coaching stunt. Group asks, more confident to upset Notre Dame or UGA? For me, it's UGA. Yeah, I'm more confident in upsetting UGA. Now, I don't know what our injuries are going to be like then, but we've got some injury issues now. That I do know. Let me split screen this. Oh, little run, little scramble, Castanelos. It's going to be second down. 2nd and 11. What you got? All right, whatever. I don't care. I don't care about what you have. 2nd and 11. Boston College. Pressure on Castanelos. He gets out. He takes off running. Gets hit a little late, and they will throw the flag. So they're going to get it inside the 5 now. Boston College threatening. Take a look at this. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with the call. It was a little bit out of bounds. And I guess he was giving himself up to go out of bounds is what they'll go with. A Miami win wouldn't be hilarious for them. I'm saying, I guess you're saying a Miami win would be hilarious for them. It would be, especially if they're undefeated going into that game. They could very well be. 1st and goal for Boston College. Oh, they fumble again. And Virginia Tech gets it. Man, Boston College can't get out of their own way. They fumble inside the 5. That is disappointing. Kind of upset and surprised that the Notre Dame game at the Benz is not a primetime game. Well, the biggest surprise to me is that SMU at Stanford is the primetime ACC game on ACC Network when you have Miami and Louisville. That's clearly the best matchup played on Saturday. Yeah, Casanellis is a fumbling machine. I mean that's how you get your ass beat. Like when you're on the road playing in Blacksburg and you fumble twice and a half. I mean, you're just not going to win a lot of those. BC is probably done at this point. Yeah, they're going to have to get a stop. They can't go down 3 scores here and think they're going to win this game. I mean, that's just facts. That's just facts. Oh, me. I mean, aside from that, personally, like the area around the bends is pretty horrifying, and I don't like messing with it. Either way, a 3:30 game is still much better than a noon game. Yeah. ACC primetime gets 3rd pick after ABC noon and ESPN at 3:30. Okay. I guess that makes sense. So what is Miami Louisville on? I guess we can go find out. Let's go find out. Let me pull up all the ACC games for this week on ESPN. So the 7 p.m. ESPN2 is Florida State Duke, but that's tomorrow. So Miami Louisville's on ABC at noon. Wake Forest UConn is on CBS. Georgia Tech and Notre Dame's on ESPN. NC State Cal's is the 3:30 ACC, and then 8 is SMU Stanford. So I guess Miami Louisville was ahead in the pecking order. Benz is a shiny turd in the hood. Well, you see why now they moved the Braves out of that area at Turner Field, because there's not many areas more terrifying that I know of than that Turner Field area. Oh my God. Is Georgia State playing right now? C-Dog just messaged me and said, I done seen it all, man. They just put Gibson in on a design quarterback run. Wow. Wait, what? Who wins with FSU or Duke? I said stay the hell away from that game. My heart tells me Florida State wins that game. I forget who I picked. Oh man. Virginia Tech about breaks it there. They rip off about 9 or 10. Okay, I guess Georgia State's playing Marshall right now, and Gibson's looking good. By the way, Jeff Sims is going to get the start for Arizona State. They got a quarterback hurt. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Virginia Tech on the Boston College 17. Oh, run it. Oh, and he gone. Tootin' gone. He gone. Oh, he pulls up. And he about got caught. Touchdown Virginia Tech. Wow. So instead of Boston College being inside of the 5, about to bring this thing back to a 1-score game, 7-14, Virginia Tech fumble recovery, 2 plays to the house. Yeah, Boston College might get blown out. That's gonna end up looking like a very good pick for me. Because what was Virginia Tech? What was the line? It's not on here anymore. I want to say it was 6.5. I'm assuming he's going to hit this extra point, and he does. So, with 12 minutes 40 seconds to go in the half, Virginia Tech up 21-0. Man. Boston College just not a good team, man. Like they're just a turnover machine. I am surprised Zach Gibson is the leading rusher so far for GSU. What world is this? What world are we living in right now? We'll never forgive Sims for quitting, but do kind of root for him. Well, yeah, I'm kind of with you, man. Like, I don't have any ill will toward Jeff Sims. He definitely quit on the team. And it is what it is. It hadn't worked out for him. The best ball he played in his life was under Kia's interim. And, if he doesn't leave, we never get Haynes King. We never see Zach Pyron play. So it ended up working out for us and not very well for him, which doesn't give me any pleasure to say, but that's just a fact. BC went down like Creed versus Drago. Dang. Well, Drago killed Creed. I want you, fool. I thought you were talking about Creed the band for a second. Should have been there on a Sunday morning. Oh, man, Creed was awful. Hoping for a night game against Miami. It's a Saturday, though. Me too, man. Me too. Everything is wrong for BC. Everything. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. Sims did humble himself and come back in the spring to get his tech degree, so I got to give him credit for that. True. Yeah, true. Like I said, I don't have anything against Jeff Sims. It is kind of a cautionary tale, though, isn't it? Of grass is not always greener on the other side. Oh, me. Well, this might not be all that entertaining of a game. We'll have to see. What I do know is that it's most likely time for another Diet Coke. Teddy Putt, where you at? Where you at, Teddy Putt? No time for morning. Ain't got no time. What do you think, buddy? Oh, me. All right, go chew up something. All right, Virginia Tech to kick off with 12:40 to go in the half. Boston College will take it out on the return. Oh, he's got some blockers, little room. He got more out of that than I thought he would. Love the dog rig. Oh, you finally got to see him. Yeah. I weigh like 20 times more than him, so it's great to have him here. He calls me El Gigante because he thinks I'm Hispanic for some reason. Holding. Boy, Boston College can't get out of their own way. So they get a decent return, it's going to come back. Yeah, in fact, he called me Hispanic today. That's why I shaved. Talkus Pitt is in here. Glad to see Tar Heel Huddle in here. Yeah, Tar Heel Huddle's. He's doing good stuff over there. Had a exhibition against Memphis, right? I didn't see how that ended up. I'm sure North Carolina was their preseason number 9. I'm sure they did well. Where was this Boston College when they played Florida State? They're the same team. They're the same team. It's just Florida State's got a lot of problems. Boston College running up the middle, and they're inside their own 10 right now, man. They barely get anything out of that. Kirby will probably give Manning a concussion if he makes it to the Bulldog sideline. You know, the SEC office came out and said he should have been penalized for that. I mean, it happened right in front of the ref. And this isn't just some conspiracy, guys. Remember when I interviewed a SEC official on the channel, a 20-year veteran SEC official? He called a flag on Urban Meyer in the SEC championship game, like a sideline flag. And he got a call from the SEC office, and they said, you don't call a penalty on that guy in that game. So it's not even conspiracy at this point. You know that there's kind of hands moving things to some degree. If there are certain flags not to be called on certain coaches, I mean, come on. Third and 6. Man, they're about to go down 4 scores here. 3rd and 6 from their own 12. Casanella's going to change the play at the line. All right, let's do the one where I don't fumble. On 1. Got pressure. Oh, throws a 50-50 ball. That looked like Pick City for a second. Virginia Tech is looking scary for next week. Virginia Tech's not a bad team. Let's just call it what it is. All right, Boston College is going to have to punt deep inside their own. Man, that was a shit ball, too. Could very well see Miami pull a Miami against Louisville. Chicago, Wreck, you the GOAT. Thanks for everything you do. Go Jackets. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. 4th and 6. They're going to punt from their own 12 here, Boston College. Punts off. Fair caught on the Virginia Tech 49. I'm surprised Georgia Tech hadn't reached out to me to be their color commentator. Isn't that disrespectful to Wreck? I think I'd be great at it. Talkus Pitt asks, you see Pat Narduzzi troll Neil Brown? I did not. It was hilarious because West Virginia fans are melting down over Narduzzi's tweet. You know, I didn't realize Narduzzi's kind of a salty guy at times. And maybe salty isn't the right word, but he's got a little bit of Spurrier in him where he'll jab at other people. All right, little toss sweep here. Tootin' taken down behind the line, but there's a flag on the play. I got your vote. Thanks, man. In fact, Tar Heel huddle. This was my call while I was at Chapel Hill on the 68-yard touchdown run. I'm not bringing it up to throw salt on a wound either, but I'm like, why are we running? That was my call on that play, which is probably why I'm not the color commentator. Why the F are we running? Never mind, run. Rec, what conference do you think has the worst refs? I'm not happy with the ACC refs recently. You know, I don't pay attention to officiating in other conferences, but I mean, the ACC's got some issues, right? I mean, when the ACC office has to come out after the Miami Virginia Tech game, basically do damage control, it's not great. 1st and 20, I guess it was a holding call, Virginia Tech. They'll run a little draw. They don't get much, maybe 3 yards out of it. We're 100% going to upset Miami in the A. Dang. North Carolina's on a bye this week. Who do they have next week? If Tar Heel huddle, if you're still in here. Who does North Carolina have next week? All right, little quick play action. 2nd and 17. Complete. No, he drops it. He's doing his best WreckTalk impression and just having butterfingers. Josh Pittman with the $5 super chat. Appreciate it, sir. Says, hashtag Linton to Georgia Tech, boys. Yeah, Linton, 4-star defensive end that we desperately need. We're going after hard right now in the recruiting. They've got Memphis. If they got Memphis is not a bad football team. Now, I say that not knowing anything about Memphis, but 3rd and 17 for Virginia Tech. And I'll get to your super chat. 3rd and 17, got time, dumps it off across the middle. And, man, he gets leveled by his own wide receiver. He got an ass right to the face, which sometimes I'm a fan of, not when it's a dude. Tar Heel Huddle, appreciate the $5 super chat, says, best call of the games, Jamal Haynes up the middle against UNC defense. Glad you enjoyed your trip, brother. And then he's got some emojis. Now, I'm a young, irritable guy, so I don't know about them. But, okay, at UVA. That's right. At UVA can be tricky for North Carolina, too. Virginia Tech going to go for it on 4th and 3. Snap, throw. No, he's scrambled around the pocket. And he's going to pick this up with his feet. Oh, missed tackle. And he fumbles. He fumbles, and Boston College gets it back. That was one of the craziest plays I've ever seen. Wow. Any prediction on the Georgia versus Texas game? You've got to feel like Texas runs them out of the building. I mean, don't you? I'm not just saying that because I'm a Tech fan either. Georgia has not looked good at all, against, like, you look at them against Mississippi State. Mississippi State was close to bringing that into a ball game, coming back within one score late. There's not probably a single player that starts for Mississippi State that would start for Georgia. Something's wrong at Georgia. Texas is loaded with talent. It's probably one of the hardest places to play in college football. They're one of the few programs that have the money to go swing for swing and recruiting and all that different stuff. I think Texas wins by a pretty good margin. Pitt got Q's on Thursday night. Well, I'll tell you this, don't look over the Q's, man. They like to do what you do and sling the ball around. And though I do agree with C-Dog that we make quarterbacks, have career games against us because our pass defense is just so shoddy, I still think, why am I blanking on his name now? Not McCord. I think Kyle McCord could be the second best quarterback in the conference. Now, part of that's because they throw 60 times a game, so his stats are going to look better. Maybe you could make the argument for Holstein too, or Klubnik. There's some good quarterbacks in the ACC this year. Appreciate the $5. Josh Pittman says, also hashtag Wiley to Georgia Tech. Got to get that blue chip linebacker. That'd be huge. The biggest depth issue we have is on the line, but we got to get some linebackers in too. You're absolutely right. North Carolina plays they're at Virginia next week. Virginia not as bad as people think, and then they've got Clemson this week. They're gonna get walked up and down the field at Clemson. I think that's a noon game too. Pitt Q's would be an awesome stream. Yeah, they probably haven't announced the game time yet, or maybe they have. Maybe we can make that happen. McCord is their whole offense. That's not true. They lose if McCord has a bad day, but Q's doesn't have a good defense. They don't. They've got some really good wide receivers, though. It's not like he's making ridiculous throws all by himself. They've got a really good wide receiver from Ohio State on the team that came with them. And I think they have 2 wide receivers from Georgia that have looked really good for them. But they don't have any semblance of a rushing attack. I'll give you that. Do you think Tech plays too conservatively? I think we do need to put teams away so there's a chance. So there is not a chance for them to win. We almost made that mistake against UNC. That's definitely the case with UNC. It's definitely the case. Become a member today and you'll see how much of the case that was. 1st and 10 for Boston College. A little quick play action, ton of pressure. He gets out of it, takes off with his legs, and picks up the first. Did you see how he was running with that ball, though? I mean, you can't run with the ball like this. That's how you fumble a third time. Do you think your team makes a bowl game? Yes. I mean, we're sitting on 5, though the back half of our schedule is much tougher than the first half. You know, we still got NC State. We're probably going to be underdogs in a lot of those games. What will happen is we'll lose to a team like NC State we're not supposed to, and then we'll beat a team we're not supposed to, like a Miami or like a Notre Dame, or on the road at Virginia Tech. So, yeah, I mean, we're only one game away, and, you know, 7 or 8 weeks in, I definitely think we make a bowl. Join the channel. Rec has S-tier membership program. Yeah, it's only $5 a month. 2nd and 5 for Boston College. They'll run it up the gut. Oh, he's got a crease. Big run for Boston College. We ain't dead yet, they're saying. John Kilpatrick says, I'll be at the bin sitting with 2 Notre Dame fans, but they have to sit on the Tech side. I predict we win by 3. I think I'm in 109C. Maybe on the 20th row, I'm not sure. If somehow we make it to 8 wins, I want us to be in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Interesting. Oh, they put it on the ground again. It's like he faked the sweep, and then he was like, actually, I don't want to fake. And then you've got Boston College's coach. He really did that again. What's going on, George Smith? Good to see you in here. We gonna win, baby, I promise. Macho Rec appearance? Ooh, it's a good question. We're kind of late in the week for him. We'll see. John Kilpatrick says they're 2nd level. Okay. 2nd and 14 after Boston College put the ball on the ground again to... Oh, we're not in the 2nd quarter either. What kind of idiot am I? So dumb. God. Who took a timeout? Boston College did. Man, their coach is not happy. It is what it is, though. Pitt is projected to be in the Pop-Tarts Bowl against LSU. Not sure I'd like that matchup. Bill O'Brien definitely dropped an F-bomb. You couldn't hear it, but I can read lips when the hard Fs are coming out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, LSU is a good team. Miami is way better. Can't wait to put up 50 on y'all. Well, we'll see. The thing is, if a team's way better, they don't always way win. That's what makes college football fun to watch. All right, Boston College going empty set, 2nd and 14. Looks like Virginia Tech's playing zone. They are. Dumps it up across the middle. Pretty good throw there to make it 3rd and manageable. Y'all can put up 50. We're going to put up 51. I don't see us putting up 51 against anyone at the moment. Don't think y'all make a bowl game, frauds. All right, dude, you're not a serious person. You ate paint chips as a kid, and then you somehow wandered in here. So we will now ignore you. I once had a Miami fan tell me that, and he had to pay me $150. Oh, they fumble again? Or they blew it dead. They blew the play dead. What just happened? I don't see a flag or anything. What just happened? They snapped it. Is it Castellanos? Casawoo? What's his name? Who, me? Just tuned in. Yeah, I at the beginning went through how I feel about it. Just a short synopsis. I don't like it, but we need to do it. I don't like it, but we're not in a position to turn down money right now. We have a lot of things we have to pay, including past athletes from the settlement and Jeff Collins. So We're not selling out our own stadium anyways. Georgia ends up bringing more than we do. It makes all the sense in the world to me. Cast a ball on the ground. Oh, that is how you pronounce his name. 3rd and 9. I don't know why they blew that ball dead. Steps back to throw. Ton of pressure. Incomplete. Luckily, there was a guy in the vicinity, so they won't get intentional grounding. They'll have to punt. Boston College looks like FSU from when they played them. I don't know if they look like that, because I don't think FSU has a turnover problem. They have a attaining yards problem and preventing yards problem. Damn, you even could have got them for a hold there. Boston College to punt. He puts the backspin on the ball. It rolls. A good Boston College roll here. They'll pin him inside the 10. Looks like about the 7. Although they did that the last time, and 2 plays, Virginia Tech took it to the house. Now, tell me what you guys think of this. I don't know if, like, you guys that play video games ever get, like, a hankering for a game. You know, you've played it a lot. You hadn't played it, you know, in a few years, and you're like, man, I really want to play that game. Well, I wanted to play Red Dead Redemption 2. Man, I got a hankering to play Red Dead 2. And I go to play it. To play the single-player mode, you have to log into Rockstar's system. And that email I used to make that account was my Georgia Tech email. And it's linked to your Steam account. So I can't just make another one. RPO for Virginia Tech here. They'll pick up about 2. And so I literally can't play the game now. I don't have access to the email, and it wants to send a verification to that email, and I have to give the code. So I literally had to put a ticket in yesterday. It should be illegal to require logging into an online service to play a single player mode of a game. Why is that allowed? So now a game that I paid $60 for, I don't have access to. 2nd and 7, they throw it on the curl. It's just short, maybe 2 yards short, be 3rd and 2. Super Mario Galaxy 2 was it. I also had a hankering to play Skyward Sword, and I completed that game. 3rd and 2 for Virginia Tech. Rolling down to 4 minutes and a half now. Virginia Tech runs it, and they're going to be short. They might have gained half a yard or a yard out of that. Welcome to 2024, Rec. Big Brother must know when you are online at all times. Oh, I was talking to one of C-Dog's friends earlier today. It goes well beyond that. If you didn't know, I think Tesla might have started this craze where when you sign the EULA, the user agreement for your cars, a lot of the times now that gives the manufacturer unbridled access to your driving habits. So they get to sell that to insurance companies now, and it's affecting people's insurance rates. It's insane. So there have been people that go to renew their insurance or get new car insurance, and they get this ridiculous rate, and it's because these car companies are selling your information. I mean, it is crazy. Talkus Pit says, I have the disc version on Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's annoying what I had to do to play the game. Yeah, go make a Rockstar account, you know, log into it. That way we can send you 20 emails a day about GTA Online. 1st and 10, another RPO, get it to the tight end, they'll pick up about 6. Yeah, it is scary. I mean, it is scary, man, what the information that people get on you. And then when someone gets caught, like Facebook got caught. I don't want to go into the details of it. That ain't the point of this program, but they got caught selling people's information. And they're like, oh yeah, our bad. That's totally illegal. We'll pay a $4 million fine. Well, good. Yeah, no, nothing to see here. 2nd and 2. They'll throws deep and incomplete. And they needed that. It'll be 3rd and 2, 2:34 to go in the half. In 2024, we are cracking games that we paid for to play it offline. Well, that's why I almost totally support piracy of certain games. Especially when you're not giving me the option to buy it legally anymore. Nintendo's awful about that, right? Sony's awful about it. Sony had a thing where you could buy movies on the Sony network. Well, their license agreement with some of these movies ran out. Counter for Boston College, and they'll pick up the first. And they literally were saying, hey, you paid full price for these movies. Sorry, but you're no longer going to have access to them. We're going to delete them from your account. Like, delete them from your hard drive. Now, they ended up walking that back. Basically, what it boils down to is what it means to own something is becoming radically different in modern times. 1st and 10. And they'll blow it dead here. Timeout, Virginia Tech. Oh, it's the 2-minute timeout. Do y'all know if Bobby Dodd is filling up? Do you think we have a full stadium this year for any game? It's a good question. Miami will bring a crowd. That one might be close to sold out. Ubisoft said that even if you paid for a game, they could remove it from your library for no reason. Yeah, and honestly, man, until people start pushing back or there's some kind of lawsuit against that, nothing's going to change with it. And really, they want every game to be live service now anyways. Look, what was it? I didn't play it. Overwatch 2? Didn't they delete the first Overwatch off your system? Or they made the first Overwatch unavailable? Come on. Spread went down to 9.5 for Notre Dame. Hold on. Yep, it's 9.5 right now. Interesting. Baby-faced wreck. Yeah, I had a parent-teacher conference tonight, and I didn't want to hear it from my ex-wife. So this is a good time to impart some wisdom to the internet here. And the wisdom today is you got to pick your battles, guys. You got to pick your battles. Sometimes it's easier to comply with whatever you're faced with. Regardless, nothing is worse than Madden. Same game since 2013. Madden's garbage. Why anyone pays for... Well, I know why people pay for Madden. It's so they can gamble. That's why people pay for Madden. Hell, when you log into NCAA now, boom, it hits you with Madden Ultimate Team. Even when you're going in between modes, it's like, hey, do you want to tickle your gambling itch? And think about how dumb that is. Like, you play Madden. Let's say it is not unreasonable to spend $1,000 on Madden Ultimate Team. Not unreasonable. I would say most people that play it a lot probably spend about $200 on Madden Ultimate Team. And then next year they come out with a new game and you start over. Nothing you spent in the previous year means anything. What an insane business model. The line from the Notre Dame game went down 9.5 because it sounded during Key's press conference that Haynes King will likely start. He said he was practicing today, I think. I think he said he was back at practice. Yeah, I think there's a lot of feigning going on with that too. Like, obviously Brent Key is not going to make it at all clear. What I will say is no one knows more about who's probably going to start and not than bookies in Vegas do. Miami loses to Louisville. We beat Virginia Tech. Miami at home and NC State at home on a Thursday night. Louisville loses to Clemson and Pitt. Are we not going to the ACC championship? Brother, I hadn't looked at it that closely, but I'll take your word for it. We're still in it, baby. We're still in it. Pyron beating Notre Dame and Virginia Tech in back-to-back home games will take the college football world by storm. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Dang, Michael Myers is a Virginia Tech Hokie. I didn't know that. 2 minutes to go in the half. Boston College runs. One missed tackle by Virginia Tech. They'll pick up about 7 or 8 yards. Yeah, Boston College desperately needs to score here before the half to stay competitive in this game. Desperately. Boston College to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Sacked. Boy, Virginia Tech is getting a lot of pressure on Boston College. Who wins, Alabama or Tennessee? You know, that's tough to say because both those teams have looked kind of like hot ass lately. Where is it played? Is it in Neyland? It's real easy for Vegas. They call a guy in one of King's classes and say how bad the injury is. Well, I don't know what their connection is, but like with that UNLV quarterback, the first people to know that he was going to opt out was a bookie because he called one of the 247 reporters for UNLV. So if that tells you anything about how connected they are to these teams, and in a team that no one really cares about nationally, like UNLV, could Tech beat Georgia? Absolutely. Yeah, they could beat Georgia. Did you see the game last year? And that was a much better Georgia team. Now, some might argue we're a worse Tech team this year, so who knows? 3rd and 5, empty set for Virginia or for Boston College. Step backs to throw, ton of pressure in his face, rolls out, runs out of bounds, does his Zach Gibson impression, and it'll be 4th and a lot. Was Collins still using the money down crap at North Carolina? He was, but they weren't saying it on the loud, and I only saw it once early in the game. So it seems like that's fully run its course for North Carolina fans now. Multiple sources predict the Notre Dame Georgia Tech game to be a one-score game. Wow. 4th and 12 for Boston College. They'll punt. And, he didn't fair catch that. He'll get wrapped up about the 17-yard line. We are not worse this year. We could not lose to Bowling Green or Boston College this year. I think I don't know about Bowling Green. When we could still lose to a team like Boston College, though, I think with some of the special teams craziness that's happened in the untimely penalties. But, I mean, look, we about got beat by North Carolina, guys. Let's call it what it is. If you're saying we couldn't get beat by Boston College, we about dropped one to North Carolina. But I was surprised to go through statistically, like offensively, we're a little better than we were last year, statistically. Surprised me. Virginia Tech runs it right up the middle, gashes them for about 15. They might hurry it up and try and get another score here before half with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. First and 10, Virginia Tech. They'll throw out to the flat. No one around them. They'll pick up like another 13 yards. Wow. The Collins $3 bill matches the 3 wins he had each year. I think that was prophetic. Oh, yeah. I still got one somewhere. Not one of the originals, but Crayfish printed he's a goat, dude. He printed a bunch of them off and brought them with us to North Carolina, so we had them. 55 seconds left in the half. Virginia Tech on their own 46. They're driving. Step back to throw, quick, a little curl, and they'll get out of bounds, pick up about 6. Don't hurt me. All right. 2nd and 5 for Virginia Tech, 49 seconds to go. They'll throw. No, flushed out of the pocket. And they complete that somehow, I think. Throws it right down the sideline. Guy all kind of covered up the tight end. They still complete. That looked just like a Georgia Tech play. If you're watching this game, did it not? I mean, he's right with them. He's in front of them. They still complete it. That looks just like Georgia Tech's pass defense. One thing about Collins is that he genuinely does care about the kids. Does he? Gave Jamal Haynes scholarship away to a portal player, so he didn't care about Jamal. I think he cares about certain kids. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech steps back to throw. Complete across the middle. Man, they're going to score again before half. What's up, Coffee Killer? Coffee Killer? All right, clock winding down under 20 seconds now. Virginia Tech at the 20 in the red zone. Steps back to throw. Takes off. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. What a throw. Checks down to the running back out of the backfield, and they'll go up 4 scores before half. Can't say WreckTalk didn't tell you guys. All right, yeah, I got to go. I appreciate it, Coffee Killer. Coffee Killer made a shirt. He knows I like Bloodborne, and I got to go by the post office. If any of you guys, I should probably put this in the description of the video. If there's something you'd like to send me, it's P.O. Box 1163, Smyrna, Georgia, 380. I should call into Uncle Lou at halftime. What does he need to know? All right, we gotta find some more nicotine. I'm jonesing, baby. I'm jonesing. What do you got now you're chewing up? All right. It would just be a fun call in. Yeah, I don't call into his show super regularly unless I'm really worked up about something. Man, 28-0. Hate to see it. That is true, Levi. This team about beat Missouri. And they squib it. The first guy, it goes off his hands. Boston College will bring it down with 5 or 6 seconds left. Oh, that looks good. That's what we need. I like it. We get some wings going on. $28-0. Virginia Tech is good for us because if we beat them, it'll make Tech look great. Yeah, but if we get beat like that, it's not going to look great. Yeah, Mark Cruz, this is what I do. This is what I do. All right. Get the hair slicked back. All right, well, that's halftime. Not much of a game. Let's go see who else is playing right now. I think C-Dog was saying for Georgia State and Marshall we're playing. Is that right? Let's see. Sports. Looks like the Hokies are beating up on the Eagles tonight. Yeah, it hadn't even been close. Well, there's 2 turnovers, almost 3. Casanellas is, as someone said in the chat, just a turnover machine. Let's see Georgia State playing Marshall right now. They might be at half 2, though. Nope, they're coming out of the half. Marshall's up 25-10 on Georgia State. And old Ben Moore is going to catch hell if they get run out of the stadium here. Zach Gibson starting. See if I can get that on this TV. Or this projector. I don't even know what this is on ESPN 2. Oh, as soon as I start watching Georgia State about to take it to the house on a run. Run it all the way down inside the 20. Stop, dude. Stop. What's wrong with you? Out of your mind? There it is. Georgia State at Marshall. Our buddy Zach Gibson. My daughter was a trainer for Tech's football team with Paul Johnson and Jeff Collins. Interesting. So she got to see 2 extremes. This game makes me nervous for the Jackets on the road. Yeah, it's looking like we could get beat up in Blacksburg if we ain't careful. But yeah, Ben, y'all need to all go tweet at Ben Moore right now, because he clutched his pearls after we covered the spread against him, and he talked all this shit about Georgia Tech leading up to the game. And now he's acting like he never said none of it. It's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. It's funny to see Pyron versus Gibson earlier this season battle for the Georgia Tech backups. I was gonna say I can't forgive Gibson for walking out of bounds that one game again. It was against Viginia, by the way. I actually am glad he did, because that led to Pyron getting a chance. Man, I ain't never seen nothing like him. Yeah, we're down by 8. He runs out of bounds the last play. And then admits he was totally aware of the down and distance and situation. I mean, dude, just lie. Say, yeah, I pulled a Reggie ball. I thought it was 3rd down. What you got? What are you chewing up, dude? What's wrong with you? Might be time for you to go to bed. No, I mean, no, I just remember it because I was there, and I had actually just started the channel a few weeks before that game. 3rd and 12 for Georgia State. Gibson flushed out of the pocket, running. And yeah, I mean, you know, Zach Gibson ain't going to pick up a 3rd and 12 on his legs. Come on now. He goes out of bounds, shaking his head, looking at his coach like, the hell was I supposed to do? Now, I don't have any ill will towards Gibson either. He's another one. I mean, how did we beat North Carolina with Gibson and Pumachan? How did we march right down the field against Georgia with Gibson and Pumachan? It's still it might be the 8th wonder of the world that happened. They're going for it, 4th and 6 from the Marshall 15. Oh, someone was offsides. They get a free play. Gibson Incomplete. That kind of looked like a false start. It's not, because I would have blown the play dead, but oh, I'm way ahead. My projector's behind. Not just behind me, but in time. I just watched a movie. I forget what it was called, Endless Loop or something, where it's like a small budget film, but there's different time loops in different areas of like this commune. It wasn't that great, to be honest. Time loop movies are generally not that great. It's usually convoluted. It doesn't make sense, and you leave dissatisfied. I'm going to the Benz Mark Cruise. As I said, I'll be in section 109C. I forget the row. It's like 20 or something, 20 or 30. There's Dell McGee, the darling of every reporter because he coached at Georgia. Groundhog Day is the best version of... Groundhog Day is the OG time movie. 4th and 1, Georgia State runs up the middle. They don't get it! Or maybe he does. They're about to fight each other, though. They're stopped short. No, they give it to him. They give it to him, but they've spotted the ball short. That's insane. They might have to review this. I think they can review the spot. He's short, dude. He's half a yard short. What are you doing? As much as I hate to say this, Vandy looks like a better team than Tech currently. I'd agree with that. Do you think Tech would go if we hosted Bama and beat them? I don't. Man of class and culture. That's me, baby. All class. Say hello to the bad guy. Okay, they are going to review it, and I think that this is going to be a turnover. Turnover on downs, because his butt was down well before he got to the line to gain. That's all I'm saying. So anyways, I didn't get to play Red Dead Redemption 2 for a bunch of nonsense, and I ended up playing Mass Effect. If you haven't played Mass Effect, you're missing out. I still think Georgia Tech beats Virginia Tech by 14 or more. Wow. Oh, Tantor is texting me now. Oh, I should announce this. Yeah, we're planning on doing a midterm report card for Georgia Tech tomorrow at like 9 or 9:30 with Sea-Dog, me, and Tantor. So we're getting the boys back in town. Last time I was at the Benz, I saw the crazy game between the Falcons and the Bucks. That was a crazy game. I'd love to see another exciting game where Tech has the walk-off win. Me too. Mass Effect trilogy is one of the best trilogies made. 100%. 100%. They screwed up the third game, kind of, but yeah. Mass Effect 2, you know, on the way down to Chapel Hill, we had this discussion of top 5 video games of all time. And I should have put Mass Effect 2 in there. I think I had Bloodborne at 1, Horizon Zero Dawn at 2, and it's not clear to me. I play a lot of single player games, so it's not the most exciting list, I guess. Marshall's going to be off sides. It is a turnover on down. Yeah, our defense is ranked better than our offense right now. That is kind of crazy. Tantor is a pimp. Let me tell him that. Let me see. By the way, I'm live, and someone just said, "You're a pimp." I'll deliver the message. Also, I really have a feeling that something crazy is going to happen for clean old fashioned hate, like a pick six or a win or a kick return for a touchdown for a win. That'd be insane. Marshall's going to be like 3rd and 14 here. Did Collins notice any of y'all heckling at him? It was hard because he was on the opposite side. No, there were times where he was in front of me. And like, so he definitely heard us when we came in. Because we were there about an hour before kick. He never acknowledged that he heard us or turned around or anything, though. Oh, and by the way, the walkie-talkie he was talking into is for the helmet speaker. So that's not uncommon at all. It's just most coordinators are in the booth, so you don't see it. He's on the field. So that's what the walkie-talkie Collins had was for. Rec, I just got recommended a video from 5 years ago is entitled Georgia Tech coach Jeff Collins needs his daily kickstart at Waffle House. Well, it is Halloween coming up, so that might be a good recommendation for a horror story. Marshall will have to punt. John Kilpatrick says, I enjoyed all your Collins rep podcast. A great stress reliever. Thanks, WreckTalk. I appreciate it, man. I feel like, you know, I can't tell you how many comments I've gotten about that. It's like, man, just let it go, move on. It's like, dude, we're all having fun. Obviously, like, I don't go to sleep at night thinking about how much I hate Jeff Collins. But it's fun, and it's funny. Let us have our fun. You know, every video isn't for everybody. If they don't like it, don't watch it, man. I don't know what to tell you. And there's never been a coach that I'm aware of that has left a program quite like Jeff Collins. I mean, let me put it to the people that think that this way. Let's say Jeff Collins was at Georgia and he did something similar. Do you think they'd just let it go? Or LSU or Ohio State or Notre Dame? You think that they wouldn't be, you know, hating the guy wherever he went? Of course they would. Coffee Killer gives us top 5. I don't know if they're in order. Mass Effect 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Resident Evil 4, Red Dead 2. He says it's in no particular order. I like the list. Dark Souls is on there for me, except I might swap Dark Souls for Sekiro. I did try and play that, but with my 21:9 aspect ratio on my widescreen monitor, I didn't have a quick fix for it. Appreciate the $2 from Zach Jones. Says spread is coming down 9.5 now. Still say over. Yeah. I took Notre Dame in the over at 11.5. I think I should have wrote down the spreads. I did write down the spreads on my Excel sheet. You don't? That just me? What? The Waffle House thing was just to build culture at Tech, since a Tech man started Waffle House. Sekiro is hard if you don't learn the combat system well. If you learn the combat system well, though, it has the best combat of all the Souls games, except for maybe Bloodborne. It's hard to top Bloodborne. Ken Loon says, I still have a lot of confidence. I gotta undo my belt loop here. Sorry guys, I gotta let the top button down. I'm fat. I will still have a lot of confidence for Tech if we lose but cover against Notre Dame. Look, you're supposed to get beat by Notre Dame. You know, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, you do need to play respectably. What was the score prediction? I said I didn't give a score prediction. I said I'm out of the score prediction business. But if I took the under, I mean, I don't remember what the under over was. It was like 48.5 or 53 or something like that. I took the under. I mean, I'd say they win, 28-17, something like that. Man says, give me Tech 31-28. All right. Is Virginia Tech back on? Let's see. Notre Dame 24-21. I definitely feel it's going to be under. That's just my intuition. All right. I don't know if they're back on. But Georgia State down 25-10. Again, go give Ben Moore a bunch of hell for being a pearl clutching idiot. Halftime still, okay. Ginger Jesus, Zachary Pyron going to shock the world Saturday, boys. Oh, yeah. Rec, you planning on being at the Miami game? Yes, I will be at every home game. Zach Gibson running out of the pocket. He'll run out of bounds. Pick up a little bit. Did I read your super chat? What was your score prediction? I say Notre Dame 34-21, so that'd be 55. So I guess you're taking the over. I need to go look. What even is the over under? I can go look. It's 50.5. Okay, it's 50.5. 2nd and 5 for Georgia State. How did Zach Gibson get to start? Did the other guy get hurt? They'll run it off tackle. And they'll pick up a first after a missed tackle. He's still on his feet. If last year taught us anything, it's Tech will be better in the second half of the season. I hope so, man. There's some bad problems we got to get fixed. I don't know if you said it yet or not, but how do you feel about next year's home schedule with Clean Old Fast and Hate being at the Benz? Yeah, I need to just do a video about that and sell the score. I know you came in late. I talked about it twice, but yeah, I like the money. Like, I don't like playing home games at the Benz, but it makes total sense on why we're doing it with the $10 million. Gibson throws to the end zone. Might have got away with a little PI there. Yeah, we need the money. We got a lot of different things to pay for, and J Bat is the man. That was a pretty good ball by Gibson there. Zach Gibson went to my high school, Johns Creek High School. He took our high school team to the first round of the playoffs. No, dude, you didn't know. It's good. It's good. When do you guys think we use the trick play we are obviously saving when we line up our gymnastics dance team before punting each time? I don't know, man. I don't know. Jay back for lead commissioner. Yeah, we are going to need a lead commissioner. I mean, the SEC and the Big Ten have already met several times to decide the fate of college football. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, they want a UNC guy. You're right. He played soccer at UNC and graduated from there. Oh, Zach Gibson with a nice throw there. Converts on 3rd down. Since you played the Joker in your segments, could we create another character for Collins and call him the Joker? Oh man, yeah. I think that'd be perfect, right? Where he almost beats Batman and chokes it away. Pyron needs to pull a jump pass. That UNC game would have been the time to do it, wouldn't it? All right, we're back. Boston College, man. Virginia Tech's going to get the ball out of the half, too. Ball's up. Short. Virginia Tech will return. They bring it out to about the 24. So, we're in the third quarter now. They got Dan Mullen commentating too. Wonder if or when the ACC collapse. I'm worried the new super conference idea would ruin college football. Well, the thing is, there's so many other things ruining college football, like the way NIL and people opting out and telling their coach they're redshirting. Like, got to do something. And league commissioner and rules have to be implemented. Yeah, and you could do it in a way that retains your rivals. I agree. You know, Georgia Tech, like I'd be okay with like Georgia Tech, UNC, Georgia Tech, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Clemson. You know, all those rivals are Georgia Tech, Georgia. And I talked about it in the power rankings, but like me driving to UNC, like if you do a 70-team Super League where like you're playing Ohio State and then going to play Cal or something, like you're just not going to be able to go to those games. You might be able to go to one a year and that's it. It just makes it harder on the fans. Virginia Tech took a penalty, 1st and 19 now. Up 28-0 coming out of the half. They'll throw, complete, and they'll pick up the first. No, they won't. No, I'm sorry. They'll pick up about 10 though. It'll be 2nd and 9. Would love to see the Georgia Tech Auburn rivalry come back. Yeah, we played Auburn really well when they were a really good team too. I mean, hell, didn't we beat them the year before they won the Natty with like essentially the same team? 2nd and 9. Virginia Tech rolls out, throws, complete. They'll come close to picking up a first. If they don't pick it up, yep, they're going to get another first down. Or they're going to get a first down. First down for the Hokies. Man, Virginia Tech looking way better, aren't they? 1st and 10, Virginia Tech on their own 35, basically. They'll run it off tackle. Tootin gets outside. Picks up pretty good yardage, about 4. Be 2nd and 6. Game in Columbia would be cool. Talking about South Carolina. Yeah, I agree. I'd love to do a stream with Jackpot. That'd be fun. One of your friends told you Tech pulled a Lane Kiffin faking injuries. 100%. We did it like 20 times in a row. The last drive before the big Jamal Haynes touchdown, it was embarrassing. Hated it. You want Tech to play Penn so I can go to a whiteout game? That'd be fun. Can we take your plane up there? Do you have a plane now that can haul my fat ass around the country? 3rd and 10 for Virginia Tech. They'll throw, step back, throws deep, overthrow. So good for Boston College. Virginia Tech comes out of the half, gets the ball, and goes 3 and out. Yeah, it was horrible. Stop it. Scram. And the thing that's embarrassing about it is, like, you're clearly faking injury. That's something else there needs to be. I don't know exactly what rule you'd implement. But there needs to be a rule surrounding that, man. Like, it's getting ridiculous. And we didn't even get anything out of it. Like, they still went down. I mean, well, I guess we held them to a field goal, but still. Oh, man, kick almost blocked. Virginia Tech barely gets it off. And no fair catch. He'll be tackled immediately, though, and Boston College will get it on their own 18 or 19. Zach Gibson is not looking bad right now. You're right. Have a player have to sit out a play. Yeah, but then I just feel like they're gonna have their least impactful player fake injury. What's going on with my audio right now? Got a lot of noise. Oh, Boston College breaks a run down to the 40, the 50. Oh, there should have been a flag on that. He got drove all the way into like a crate by a Virginia Tech player. Well, like I know in the NFL, if you're like under 2 minutes, you have to have a runoff. That should have been a flag, man. That's insane they didn't throw a personal foul penalty on that. If I pull my mic back just a tad and move it closer to my face. Yeah, that seems to be a little better. Not a ton, though. Roll out for Casanellos, throws back, and it's going to be a huge loss. Absolutely awful play. Virginia Tech, I don't know what they're doing. He's got him if you wrestled in basically a cradle, like he's trying to pin him in a wrestling match. I don't know why Virginia Tech's getting so chippy all of a sudden. 2nd and 15, though, for Boston College. Just an awful play for Boston College. All right. Step back to throw. Steps up. Big run for Casanello. Still on his feet. Brings it all the way down to the 39. Be a 3rd and 1. Do you feel like faking injuries was a coach? 100% it was a coach thing. You're not going to have a player sit down and fake an injury 4 plays in a row, and that's not some kind of coaching thing. You know, hey, it's like Mick and Rocky. Stay down. Stay down. Rick, I feel like you had an alternate career calling games if you didn't like insulting trash teams and coaches do. Maybe they should do a separate broadcast for that. Little RPO, big play again for Boston College. They'll convert the 3rd and 1 and then a lot. Yeah, they do a broadcast where you have a color commentator that basically it's like wrestling. You have the heel commentator, right? That'd be fun. Did I see the uni reveal? Yeah, I think Zach Jones sent that, and I like white. I don't like white helmets. White helmets are not Georgia Tech. I'm sorry. Boston College gets stuffed. They're going to take a loss on that run. Be probably 2nd and 12. If only Rhett could pronounce the players' names, he could go pro. Well, yeah, I'm not great at the letters thing if they're not in algebra. Like my ex-wife, when she's trying to talk, where my daughter can't understand, will like spell the things out. And for the life of me, if it's a longer word, I ain't got no clue what she's talking about. Like I cannot visualize the letters. Play fake for Boston College, throws deep downfield, has a man, touchdown, Boston College. Wow, there wasn't anyone near that cat. So Boston College showing a little life here. They will bring it now. Unfortunately, that score brings it to back to a 3-score game. Yeah, our gold helmets are so much better. There's a flag on the play, though. What's the flag? What's the flag? It's going to... Oh, so touchdown, personal foul, hands to the face on the defense. So that penalty will be declined. Or they'll tack it on. They'll tack it on to the kick, I think. So it will Touchdown will stand. They will knock through the extra point. All right. Well, they ain't dead yet. Good play call there. Wide open touchdown for Castellanos. And good start to the half for Boston College. They get Virginia Tech to go 3 and out. And then they get the ball and march right down the field. Can't be much better than that, other than you're still down by 3 scores. It's time to put Teddy Pup to bed. I need to use the bathroom. All right. This is going to be a reoccurring segment on, it's called WreckTalk's Book Club. The book club book for this week, I actually brought this because I had it in the bathroom, is Introduction to Tensor Analysis and the Calculus of Moving Surfaces. It's a pretty light read. This would be the kind of math you need for like general relativity. Let's see. Give you just a little bit. There you go. I know what some of those words mean, but yeah. Tensors are great things. I once asked a professor what is a tensor, and he told me it is an object that transforms like a tensor. So that was cool. Child's play, Kappa. Child's play. If you don't like this one, I have one on quantum mechanics too. It's also kind of a light read. Got some bananas out there. Okay. Am I out of sync again? Oh, I still have the Georgia State game. What am I doing? I'm a dummy. Boston College kicks off, no return. Virginia Tech will take over on the 25. All right, let's get synced up again. I think we're close. Still a little behind. All right. Why is this your reading? It is not for my career. I mean, I did physics, and I wanted to learn GR, which is general relativity. Virginia Tech runs it up the middle, might get 2 yards there. And you don't run into that math usually until you're in graduate school, and I don't want to do that. So I thought I can learn that. I'm scared of Virginia Tech. I'm right there with you. 2nd and 9 for Virginia Tech. Play action. Ton of pressure. Intercepted. Boston College picks it off. Boston College showing life. They're going to get the ball with great field position. Awful throw by Drones there. I mean, if you know who AJ Suggs was that played at Georgia Tech, that looked just like an AJ Suggs interception, where if the defender didn't put his hands up to catch the ball would have hit him right in his face. Wow. Just overthrew his tight end. His tight end really didn't even make an attempt to make a play on the ball. Boston College gets one of those turnovers back. Diffie Q was my brick wall. Yeah, well, Diffie Q, Casanellos runs up the middle. Big run. About 16, 17 yards for Casanellos. They're in the red zone now, about to make this a two-score game all of a sudden. Diffie Q's the point in math where you probably see mathemagics happen, where your teacher will just say, trust me that this is the case. And you're like, you ain't got to worry about it, dude. You don't have to prove that, because we'll be here for 3 hours for you to prove that that thing works. 1st and 10 for Boston College. They'll run it up the middle. They might actually take a loss on that. They will. About a yard loss. No shame in taking an L to Diffie Screws. If you like Diffie Q, you're going to love the next one. Partial Diffie Q, which is the math you need to prove Schrodinger's equations, which is quantum mechanics. 2nd and 11 for Boston College. Ton of motion. Fake with Casanellos. He runs it off tackle, and he'll only get about 2 yards out of that. It ain't that bad. You're talking about Diffie Q. I think that's dependent on your teacher. The professor I had for Diffie Q was a guy named Dr. Green, and that was at North Georgia. Smartest man I ever met in my life. He was great. You have trust issues, so I stopped at Laplace transforms. Oh yeah, good old Laplace transform. How about integrating factors? You remember those? 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 for Boston College. They really need to score here. Fake throw, touchdown, wide open again. Hell of a play call for Boston College. They'll bring it back. Oh, but Casanellos took a shot. He looks like he just got shot. He's still on the ground, wincing in pain. Fakes the sweep, steps up, finds a wide open guy across the middle for an easy touchdown. And he gets kind of bent up, man. Not good. Casanellos has been injured already. He's still wincing in pain. Almost looks like he might have pulled something in his neck. Interesante. So it's going to be 14-28 pending the extra point. And they will knock it through. No, because it was probably after Laplace transforms. Working on vectorized Euler method right now. Well, that's good for math trivia. If you ever ask like who came up with this, Euler or Gauss, you're going to be right 80 or 90% of the time, no matter what math class you're taking. Electron configurations are hitting hard right now. Is that like the different orbitals they're in, like the sp orbital? Gotta love some valence electrons. I do all the classes over Diffie Q. It broke me. Microelectronic circuit analysis was rough because it goes into all that. You get some quantum, even the orbital shell stuff. You were Kim? Okay. Anyone want to work for me tonight? I don't really want to deal with the railroad. Yeah. I'm sure I'm qualified. Put me in, coach. Hey, man, this train just derailed. Weren't me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just pull levers. I just do things. Void aspect, what do you get when you take an element that is one electron shy of a full valence shell, and then you put it against one that only has one electron in its valence shell? In other words, an N-type material and a P-type material. You get a diode. It's beautiful. You got one material that wants to give an electron and one that wants to take it. If this keeps up, Virginia Tech could change their name from Hokies to Chokies. Yeah, man, this is you got to be feeling rough. I haven't talked about math in a while. In fact, when I went up with Crayfish, we mathed out for a little while. And a lot of the stuff I find really interesting, I didn't really even look at in school that closely. I hate Steve Jobs. I don't hate Steve Jobs. I just think Steve Jobs was a prick that lucked out by meeting a guy named Wozniak, who is the one that was the genius behind everything. He had already built Apple One before Steve Jobs even got involved. Now, the genius of Steve Jobs was that he recognized there was a market for what Wozniak just thought was a hobby. But he did say, you know, once you realize or come around to the fact that everything that you see around you that you call life was made or designed by people that are really no smarter than you, it changes everything. And I do believe that. I wouldn't consider myself a super intelligent person. Virginia Tech brings the kickoff out, but there's a flag, so this is going to be coming back. Like if I did an IQ test, it's probably slightly above average. It's 110, maybe 110, 115, if I'm lucky. You're welcome, buddy. They're talking about their players being felons. Wow. Any tips for EMAG? If you struggled in Calc 3, I don't have any tips for you. I took EMAG, a regular EMAG class, and I took EMAG for electrical engineers. So, should I just expect to fail? No, you should never expect to fail. But I think if you struggled in Calc 3, it's going to be tough because it's everything you hated in Calc 3 is textbook EMAG. So if I'm remembering Maxwell's equations, like one's a curl, one's a divergence. You even have things you make up called a D field that doesn't exist. It just makes the math easier. I mean, Virginia Tech fumbles, and it's recovered by Boston College. They're going to get the ball deep in Virginia Tech territory. 2 straight turnovers by Virginia Tech. What is happening in Blacksburg, everybody? I was double E. Man, Tootin, ball's clearly out. Just knocked out. Boston College recovers. This is insane. I got out in 2017, and I was double E. Yeah, this game is crazy. So now Boston College takes over in the red zone. If they score here, we got a 1-score game, guys. They'll run it off tackle, and they'll end up getting more out of that than I thought. They'll get about 4 or 5 yards. Man, I started talking about math because I thought this game was about to be a blowout, and that was more interesting than what was going on in the game. Now all of a sudden we got a game. You haven't taken Calc 3 yet? but then EMAG the next semester, okay, take Calc 3 seriously. Like, can you do a cross product without much effort? Can you do dot products without much effort? Do you know what a Jacobian is? Do you know why it's important? Casanello sacked. It's going to be 3rd and long now. How comfortable are you with coordinate system changes? Like, are you just in love with Cartesian coordinates for some reason? You know, you gotta divorce yourself from all that, because everything in EMAG is going to be in spherical coordinates. You were there with me. Dang. Maybe we met each other. 3rd and 14 now for Boston College. They'll throw. Ton of time. Gets out of a sack. Takes off with his legs. Probably a smart decision there just to take the field goal. Hopefully make this 17-28. But there's a flag on the play. I'm in honors algebra 2 and have a B. I think I would have a high A in algebra 2, but I don't know if I should drop down. What would look better on a resume? Are you in high school? Holding on Virginia Tech. This will extend the drive. All right, well, you shouldn't be thinking about, like, no one's going to look at your high school resume. So you don't need to worry about what's going to be on your resume. And in truth, once you get into a career, no one's going to care about your college resume past your first job. So 1st and 10 for Boston College now, 4:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, they're never going to look at a course level even on your college stuff. They'll run it up the middle. Pretty good run, pick up about 6. They're going to look at your GPA. But when I interview with places, like, they cared about, like, my project work. So if you're worried about, what class is going to look good on a resume, in high school, don't. Now, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but if you're struggling at all in algebra 2, it's probably going to be tough to get into tech. 2nd and 5, Castanella's run. He'll get about 2. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I didn't go to tech out of high school, but if you're not making straight A's in all your math and science, tech, I don't know how realistic it is to get into tech. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Boston College. They'll run it up the gut. Touchdown, Boston College. They'll make this a 1-score game all of a sudden. Your current plan is to get into UNG and then transfer to Georgia Tech. So I know that you're going to want to go to Georgia Tech out of high school, but going to UNG first is going to be better for you. You go to Georgia Tech and you're going to be in your Calc 1 or Calc 2 classes with 100 other students. Your teachers at Georgia Tech are not going to care at all about you. You're a number on a piece of paper. They're there to do research. So it is better to go to a place like UNG, get all those core maths out of the way with a teacher that actually cares about pedagogy, and have a solid mathematical foundation for going to tech, because it's going to rock you most likely no matter what. I mean, talk to any of the guys in the chat that have been at tech. Unless there's some kind of prodigy with 140 IQ, I'm sure they struggled a lot. I know I did. Yeah, Nighthawks, baby. Mark Cruz says, I got into tech and didn't go there for a reason. I don't know if I want to transfer or not. Would make tickets a lot cheaper. I think student season tickets, when I got them, were like $75. What's my thoughts on Virginia Tech? Not great for Georgia Tech. I mean, this is Virginia Tech is a talented team that could definitely hurt us, but they're speed running how to look embarrassed again. I mean, they were up 28-0 in this game, 2 straight turnovers, and now 2 straight scores off turnovers by Boston College. And Boston College turned the ball over 3 times, right? So, I mean, I think Blacksburg is tough. I think Tech can win that game, but it will be tough. I mean, if I had to pick right now, I don't know. I don't know. Because other than Vandy, this is really the only time I've watched Virginia Tech, and I don't really know what to think now that this game's now 14-28. Shout out to Dahlonega. Dahlonega is great. UNG is great. Love the mountains. Love North Georgia. Should have beat Miami. Yeah, man. I talked about this on the ACC show with Pigskin Pete and Sea-Dog. Virginia Tech should have won that game. The precedent has always been, for review, you go with the call on the field unless there's indisputable video evidence to overturn it. In other words, to overturn a call, you need indisputable video evidence. They didn't have that, and they still overturned the call. Now, they should have not called it incomplete on the field, because there couldn't have been anything that the ref saw to say that was a completion, and then you don't have to worry about any of it. But there certainly wasn't any video evidence to say that it wasn't a catch or that it was a catch. And then the ACC office comes out and they're like, oh, well, the guy was out of bounds, and then this Miami guy was out of bounds, and he was the first to touch it, so it's incomplete. That's an ad hoc bullshit rationalization for a objectively wrong and bad call. Is it easier to transfer into Tech than getting in there out of high school? Yes, but it's still not easy, because if you didn't know, when you transfer into Tech from another college, they don't look at art appreciation and all that. They only look at your math and science GPA, and I think you need a minimum of a 3.5, and it's probably going to take more than that to get in. So keep that in mind. 2:55 to go into third. All of a sudden, this is a 1-score game. In fact, I need to update the score, 21-28. Jeez, I can't believe you have a 3.8 right now? Okay. Rec, what's the deal with graduate kids getting an auto transfer in? I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. Third quarter turnovers, Virginia Tech 2. All right, drones will keep it up the middle. Doesn't get much, though. 1 or 2 yards. Yeah, I don't know what you mean about graduate kids getting an auto transfer in. Like, if your dad went to Tech, you get to transfer in. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You know what the word for that is? There's a word for it. It's called nepotism. 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9, Virginia Tech. They'll run up the middle again. Tootin has a big hole, and he was a missed tackle away from breaking that. That'll be a first down, Virginia Tech. Yeah, I was bored too. Now all of a sudden it's exciting. That's an actual thing, though, in the rules. That's crazy, man. Why would you at all base an acceptance or a transfer? Oh, it's coming back on a hold, though. Man, Virginia Tech is crashing and burning right now. 2 turnovers and then I think 2 penalties that's taking this thing back. But the institution doesn't need alumni money. You got Google and Texas Instruments and all these companies throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at Tech academically, like their Tic Tacs or candy. You don't need to placate alumni into basically auto bidding their kids in. 2nd and 7. Big sack. Down goes Drones. Man, he got lit up. Boston College blitzes a safety, wasn't touched, and Drones took a massive hit there. It's going to be 3rd and long. Hey, don't hate, but I'm going to take advantage of the legacy room. I don't blame you. I don't blame anyone that takes advantage of that. Like, you operate within the rules that exist. So don't think that I'm hating on anyone. It seems like a bad rule, though. 3rd and 14 for Virginia Tech. Yeah, so evidently at Tech, and other schools might have this. I know Georgia has a variant of it where if your parents went, you basically get to auto transfer in. 3rd and 14, ball's deep, got a man overthrown. Virginia Tech is going to have to punt 4th and 14, and Boston College, being down 4 scores, 28-0, is going to have a chance to tie this game up with 28 unanswered points. What a time to be alive. Like at Georgia, I think there's like a scorecard of acceptance, and you get a certain amount of points if your parents went to UGA. Evidently not at Tech, so Virginia Tech will punt. Looks like a good one. No fair catch. And again, he'll be taken down right afterward. Boston College, where are they going to take over? Like around the 35? It's 3 a.m. in the morning. All right, there it is. Virginia Tech about to choke this game. Wow. A minute to go in the 3rd. Boston College is going to have a chance to tie this thing up. Wow. Well, I'm liking our chances against Virginia Tech a little better now. Boston College runs it up the middle. They'll get decent yards, about 4 yards. Gotta love the chokies, huh? Yeah. This is crazy. I mean, we're literally talking about tensor calculus, DiffEq, EMAG, because this game's so boring. And then we get this. This is why this is the greatest game ever made. Jesus loves football. College football. That's what I'm told. 2nd and 7. Boston College will run it up the middle again. They're not going to get much, though, maybe a yard or two. This is really similar to Georgia coming back on Bama. It kind of is. It kind of is. Difference being, well, we'll see. We don't know what the difference is. Georgia lost that game in heartbreaking fashion. Is it better to have hope and lose it, or to have never had it at all? Ask a Georgia fan. Void Aspect says, I'll be at Mercedes-Benz this Saturday. How about you? Yeah, I'll be in section 109C. Mark Cruz says, I gotta say I'm a basketball convert, but NBA and college b-ball kind of sucks now, and this is the greatest sport there is. Well, football is undoubtedly the greatest sport ever conceived of. The NBA used to be good. I mean, before I was born, really. Like for the older guys in the chat, the bad boys of Detroit, Jordan had to go through Isaiah Thomas and Bill Laimbeer. And they there wasn't such a thing as a flagrant foul. They let people play. They didn't coddle and protect stars like they do as much now. Like, it's rare that you're going to see a charge on LeBron or something, or a walk. Go look at all the clips from the NBA of people literally taking like 4 steps before dribbling, and no traveling is called. The league is definitely set up for offense, and that's why it sucks. You should come to the frat tailgate near the rear of the Benz. What are the deets, man? Can you send the details to the channel email? Because I do get there early, and I do like to go to like one tailgate before the game. Papa Rec and I, that is. It's WreckTalk@gmail.com. South America and all of Europe turning their heads? What are you talking about? Oh, because I said football, American football is the greatest sport. Well, soccer is everything you hate about the NBA. People get slightly their shirt, a wind kicks up on their shirt, and they fall out like they've been stabbed 40 times. Soccer's the softest sport that was ever conceived of. I'd rather watch cricket and them hit a rubber ball with a plank, and I don't know any of the rules, than I would soccer. NBA's just been ruined now. It's not even a team sport anymore. It's about isolations. Well, until recently, or not even recently, they used to have it where you couldn't play zone defense in the NBA. You were banned from playing zone defense. So when they went and played internationally, we got our asses kicked because they were all playing zone. And now they made it where you had to play man defense in the NBA because they wanted what you're talking about, isolation one-on-one matchups. Golf, I do like golf. I played in high school. C-Dog hates golf. And I grew up watching golf when it was Tiger versus Phil Mickelson. And Robert Duvall, who he didn't graduate from Georgia Tech. Robert Duvall went to Georgia Tech, and he was supposed to be the guy that was going to challenge Tiger. Fun fact, when I had econ at Georgia Tech and we were talking about opportunity cost, our teacher brought up Robert Duvall because he also had that same econ teacher that I did. And the point being, like, the opportunity cost of him going to class versus literally playing in the U.S. Open. So that's kind of cool. Golf is soft. I mean, I get it. I'm partial to golf, though. I grew up right near Chateau Elan when I played in high school. We got to play the woodlands of the Chateau every day, and it was great. Third and 6 for Boston College. And they're going to convert, throw it right across the middle. They're going to convert a 3rd and 6. Let me write down this address. 432 Beckwith. Beckwith Court, Atlanta, Georgia. Now, do I have to bring a gun to get there? Where is this like an awful area? Papa Rec was in the Army. I'll have him be my security. Run up the gut. They'll get about 3 yards for Boston College there. 30314. Oh yeah, golf might be the hardest game ever. Get a little like 1 inch in diameter ball. What's the cup? 3 inches in diameter, 520 yards with water on either side and bunkers in front of the green. Soccer's only loved worldwide because they need a ball to play it. Because you only need a ball to play it. Yeah. 2nd and 8, Boston College. Casanellos keeps. Picks up good yardage. It'll be about 3rd and 4. C-Dog won't be there. But yeah, I'd love to see you guys. So in the 3rd quarter, Boston College has 121 yards to Virginia Tech's 40, 21 points to their 0, and 0 turnovers to Virginia Tech's 2. Wow. What section will I be in? I'm in 109C. It's like 20th row or something like that. 3rd and 3, Boston College throws, and he's not down. He does the thing where the guy kind of lassos him and he lands on top of the player so he's not down. They convert. Man, this game is not going Virginia Tech's way right now. First and 10 from basically the 50 for Boston College. I don't know what Bill O'Brien is mad about. They're going to review this to see if he was down. Let's see if he was down. He lands on top of the player. I don't see anything there that indisputably says he's down. Let's see if maybe there's some divine intervention for the Catholics going on here. You think we can pull off a win against Virginia Tech? I do. You know, as tough as it is to play in Blacksburg, Georgia Tech has a good record up there. Let me go to Winsipedia. Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. So Virginia Tech leads the series 11-8. Where can I just see the straight, like, games history here? Full games page list. There we go. So we won the last time we played in Blacksburg. That was with Zach Pyron, 28-27. Then we played in Atlanta 2 years in a row. Virginia Tech won both of them. And then in 2018, when we played in Blacksburg, Tech won. 2016, when we played in Blacksburg, Tech won. Hold up. When was the last? 2012. Here's a fun fact. 2012 was the last time Georgia Tech lost to Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, or Virginia Tech beat Tech in Blacksburg. So yeah, I'd say we're pretty good up there. I had to cancel 2 games I'm reffing, but worth it to see the Jackets. There you go, dude. That's priorities. That's opportunity cost. You outweighed. You figured out what was good. We would not have as high of a chance to beat Virginia Tech next week if it's at night. You know, I don't know when the last time we played them in Blacksburg at night was either. That would be something good to figure out. See you, Jack. Rec, what would you feel about Clean Old Fashioned Hate being in the bins every year and have Tech on one side and you? I don't know if I'd like it to be there every year. I mean, if I had a preference and all else equal, I would never want to play at the bins. But I get the money aspect. 2012 was close. Yeah, it was 20-17. And then the 2010, when we played in Blacksburg, it was 28-21. Then 2017 and 08. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, isn't it? 4th and 1, I guess they overturned the call. That's interesting. And they don't get a great spot. They'll run it up the gut, and they're going to be stuffed. Virginia Tech's going to get the ball on the Boston College 49. Virginia Tech needed something good to happen. Bill O'Brien's pissed. We beat Virginia Tech when they were ranked number 4, I think, when you were a baby. Yeah, that running back got abused. You got this kid holding 2 turkey legs, greasy, half-eaten turkey legs. All right, we'll see you, John. Yep, he never had a chance, man. 1st and 10 for Virginia Tech now. Let's see if they can avoid turning the ball over. Tootin gets outside. You got a ton of room. Big run for Tootin. Picks up about 15. Maybe 20. I didn't really see. Did you see the stat that Georgia Tech has 9 straight wins against North Carolina teams? I did. That was brought up on the ride back or something. Crazy. We own North Carolina, don't we? Screw Tobacco Road. See if we can't make that an even 10 after a Thursday night game against North Carolina State. First and 10, Georgia or Virginia Tech. How about said Georgia Tech? Reverse. Boston College had it played pretty well, but a big run here. They'll bring it inside the 10. They still can't get this cat down. They'll get it down to about the 7. At this rate, I think 7-5 prediction still stands. I agree. Do you think we win at the Benz on Saturday? No. I took Notre Dame to cover. First and goal for Virginia Tech. First and goal. 11:10 to go in the game. I need to update. They'll run it up the middle with Tootin' touchdown. Hokies. It's a 2-score game yet again. All right. Looking better for my pick this week. This is why you shouldn't bet on football either, because we'd all kind of like to see Boston College win. They're the underdog on the road in Blacksburg. But if you bet on this game, you can't enjoy that. Betting literally ruins everything about watching college football. That's why I'm so against it. 35-21 now, Virginia Tech. What was the over-under on this game? I wish it would still show that while they're playing the game. Virginia Tech, Boston College, over, under. It was 48.5. Well, they're going to be way over that, aren't they? They're at 56 right now. Betting is also just a stupid waste of money. I'll tell you this. The superintendent of the school system I went to, this is a true story. I actually think his name, was it Rob Sanders? His last name was Sanders. You can look it up. I think got down bad, had a gambling addiction, and ended up embezzling $300,000 to cover his losses from the school system, and ended up going to prison for it. So, yeah, heck with betting. You'll be in college next time we play Georgia at Bobby Dodd. Well, maybe you will be. You'll be there when we beat them in Atlanta for the first time since 1999. Wreck was a wee lad. W superintendent, yeah. Gamble all your money away. And for him to steal from the school system means he had to have blown through all of his retirement, all of his savings, and to embezzle $300,000 from the school system. Is that what our acceptance rate is right now? 13%? Feel like we have a decent shot at beating UGA this year. Well, I just know eventually, like, we're going to break that streak, right? So I felt about as good as I had this year as I had in other years. See how we're looking here. Being down that badly, you got to steal 300K is crazy. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe it wasn't Rob Sanders. Huh, I don't know. Maybe I don't even remember the guy's name right. But I do know it happened. I do know it happened. All right, back to a 2-score game here. Stealing from a school system is actually such a W. What a bunch of high school kids going to do with $300K? I don't know. Maybe pay like the lunch ladies and stuff to feed them, books, computers. 11:02 to go in this game, no return. And Boston College comes back out now. Still a lot of football to play, being down 2 scores. Anything could happen. Boston College 4-2, Virginia Tech 3-3. Virginia Tech needs a win here. Bad. They don't need to let Boston College come back in this thing. 1st and 10, Boston College from their own 25. And it's a flag. Illegal. I don't think there's any motion. Must be a false start. Yep, false start, Boston College. So Boston College tears off 28 unanswered, lets Virginia Tech make all the mistakes. Now Boston College making the mistakes. Boy, that was close. He was offsides, but I've seen worse let go. 1st and 15 now for Boston College. They'll be in an empty set. Virginia Tech only has a single safety high. Casanova steps up, takes off running, got a ton of room, still on his feet, slides after picking up the 1st down and then some. Man, what a play. Yeah, he just steps up in the pocket. Man, that's so tough to defend. Virginia Tech versus Boston College looks like a game between 2 badly coached teams, yeah. Casanellis would have done numbers with CPJ. Oh, dude, he'd have been Justin Thomas. 1st and 10. Steps back to throw. Boston College throws deep. Has a man open. Caught inside the 20. Massive play for Boston College. Whoa. Casanellis showing, yeah, I can throw too. That was a dot, dude. Got through a dime. And he got more than I thought, too. They brought it all the way down to the 16. Yeah. 1st and 10 in the red zone, Boston College. They'll hurry up, run it, flag. It's going to be a hold, most likely. I don't know who to root for in this game. Honestly, we need to root for Virginia Tech because we play them. I mean, that would be the logical thing. Illegal formation? Come on, Boston College. What are you doing? Yeah, that was a hell of a ball. Hell of a catch, too. It's going to now be 1st and 15. They take themselves out of the red zone. Run up the middle again, and they get maybe 2 yards out of it. Boston College can't settle for a field goal here this late in the game. 9:24 to go. GSU turned over on downs. Have you guys started giving Ben Moore crap yet? Let's go see. So go see if they're giving Ben Moore crap. I'll just do it on my phone. Second and 13 for Boston College. Casanellos rolls out, throws, got a man. Oh, and he overthrows him, man. He was open. That would have been a touchdown. What are you doing? Where are you at, Ben Moore? Yeah, he had a guy, man. They left points on the field there. Ben Moore's pinned comment is, been trying to tell people for years, this Panther family more than a hashtag. Okay, dude. 3rd and 13 now for Boston College. Steps back, throws to the end zone. Dropped, man. That was a heck of a ball, too. And it's just dropped. They'll have to settle for a field goal. Man, no one's given Ben more hell. He'll get it tomorrow, though. Don't you worry. So close and yet so far away. All right, they'll kick it from the right hash, which is the bane of Georgia Tech's existence. Oh, and they bobble the snap. Virginia Tech gets the ball. Boston College is trash, dude. Boston College is absolute trash. They're not winning this game. No, they should have not bobbled the snap. It's a bad snap. They can't even fall on it right after bobbling the snap. How many people wanted Bill O'Brien to be our coach, though? How dumb do those guys look? I got tore up for saying I didn't want Bill O'Brien to be our coach, and I didn't want Willie Fritz to be our coach. How they doing right now? Bo Nix versus Spencer Rattler right now in the NFL is a joke. Yee. Yee. So you hit a big play if you're Boston College. Casanella's not the best thrower, drops a dime in. Then you take a penalty. You drop a touchdown. You overthrow a touchdown. So you left touchdowns on the field twice. Then you bobble the snap for the field goal. Jeff Collins couldn't score 21 points. I'll admit I liked Bob. I mean, look, I am kind of overreacting. This is his first year at Boston College, right? But I didn't want Bill O'Brien. Because at the time, they were trying to run Bill O'Brien out of town in Tuscaloosa. I think we're okay right now. I'm happy with the staff we have. Yeah, Jeff Collins would have got shut out. You know, if we know North Carolina is not going to promote him to interim, like, first of all, Matt Brown's going to finish the season. But I would love it if Jeff Collins got another shot. That's not going to happen either. I'm talking about as head coach. I would love it if Jeff Collins got another head coaching job. And I don't even care if it's like at Sam Houston State. If he's the head coach at Sam Houston State, F Sam Houston State. I hate Sam Houston State. Whoever their rival is, they're my second favorite team in the country. Oh, Collins to GSU would be great. I mean, that's not going to happen either, but then we could tear up Ben Moore and Jeff Collins. But honestly, as much as I trash Ben Moore, I would trade Ben Moore to Tech for Kelly Quinlan to Georgia State. KSU, man, KSU's winless, so that could happen. And we better schedule them. In fact, if Jeff Collins gets a head coaching job somewhere, we better schedule them the next year. And they won't call it clean old-fashioned hate. They'll just call it hate. 1st and 10 for Virginia Tech, 8:38 to go in this game. They'll run it with Tootin, and he breaks away. He's going to score to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown Hokies. House call. Whoa, 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 whoa. 0-6 team don't want Collins. Yeah, he might do worse than 0-6. Yeah, and I know what I just said. Well, darn tootin'. going to be 42-21 pending this extra point. I'd say it looks like Virginia Tech's going to cover despite them. And that's right, guys. Keep in mind, this same Boston College team almost beat Missouri. But I'm told the SEC is this world beater conference. Yeah, they got Vandy tearing through their conference, Bama losing to Vandy. You got Tennessee losing to Arkansas, and then nearly getting beat by Florida in the next game. And I don't want to hear, well, Florida, has always had our number. Florida's awful right now. That's right. Vandy went to overtime with Mizzou. That's correct. Yeah, so much for the comeback. Yeah, the SEC is in chaos right now. You know what's going on in the SEC? The same thing they bitched at us about with the ACC for years. A team like Vandy tearing through their conference. Their premier teams losing to nobodies in their conference. That's what's going on in the SEC right now. Oh, yeah. Bama tried to get beat by South Carolina, too. You're right. All right, 8:28 to go in the fourth. Virginia Tech back up to a 3-score lead after having a horrible third quarter. Recovers from only being up 7 to being up 21. I mean, that field goal, like, you know what's easier than blocking a field goal? The other team just, having their brain stop functioning. 1st and 10, Casanova steps up, runs, makes a good cut, picks up about 6. It's going to be 2nd down. This guy's trying to get the play in, Casanellos. They snap it, he's not ready. And it's going to be a flag, even though he completed the thing for a 1st down. It's going to be a false start, probably. Or a legal motion or something, because they weren't set. I guess the play clock was winding down. Bill O'Brien's awful, man. What are you doing? False start. I mean, can you have a bigger implosion from when they were only down 7? 2nd and 8 now for Boston College. He'll step back, steps up, gets out of pressure, has room, slides, and he's going to be short. It's going to be about 3rd and 3. Third and 3. Casanellos will step back, throws, complete, and they will convert the 1st down with about a yard to spare. Enjoyed the chat, Rex. See ya. Appreciate it, SO. Have a good one, buddy. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Boston College now. 7:12 to go in the 4th. Castellanos will step back, looks, throws, complete. That was actually a hell of a catch by that guy. That ball was led way out in front of him. He came up with it. He's a little gimpy coming up, though. 2nd and 5 now. Boston College going no huddle, looks like. Casanova steps back, got pressure, throws deep downfield, has a man. Oh, my God, that would have been a touchdown. That would have been a touchdown. Just overthrew him by a hair. There's a flag, though. Looks like it's going to be roughing the passer on Virginia Tech. Well, Bill O'Brien did trade DeAndre Hopkins for an injured running back, Randall Cobb, and another 2nd-round pick. Yeah, it's going to be roughing the passer. Let's see if they show this again. I get that that's roughing the passer, but I don't like it. I mean, that's soft. I get that it's roughing the passer by today's standards, but that's soft, dude. They're trying to make football soccer. 1st and 10 now after the penalty. Castanella steps back, throws, complete. Got some room. They'll pick up about 20 on that. Wow. They're in the red zone now. What's going up? Jesse the artist in the house. Good to see you in here. And a lineman down for Boston College. Lost my membership. It's all right, dude. We'll keep your wrench on you. You'll be an honorary member. We need another Diet Coke while this guy's injured. Let's see what happened to him before I get a Diet Coke. Yeah, it looks like he got twisted up on his knee a little bit there. All right, they'll come back out. 1st and 10. Boston College. Steps back. Oh, he pumped, takes a sack, man. Boston College has been awful in the red zone as of late, haven't they? All right, 2nd down. Ton of time. Throws, has a man open, but leads him too much. Now it's going to be 3rd and 18. So they get in the red zone. They got a 1st and 10. 2 awful plays later, it's 3rd and 18. Hear me out. Kirby goes to the Jets. Oh, that'd be dumb. Dabo takes UGA. Clemson left frantic, hires Jeff Collins. Please. Please. It's going to be 3rd and 18 for the Catholics here. They need to get inside the 4 to convert this, by the way. Steps back, throws to the end zone, and incomplete. He's out of bounds. You got to go for it. They're going to have to go for it. "15 rushes for 243 yards. Who? You're drinking a Diet Coke right now? You're doing the right thing. All right, it's going to be 4th and 18. This Power Island could be problems for us that they got 52. All right, this is pretty much the game here. Castanella steps back, fires way over his head. Turnover on downs. Virginia Tech probably just run as much as they can here. Alternate reality, Jeff Collins to the Jets. Dabo to UGA, Kirby to Clemson. Yeah, that's definitely an alternate reality, man. That's the worst version of that coaching shitticle chairs that I've ever heard of. Man, how mad would you be if you're a Boston College fan right now? You have to be furious. Collins to the Cowboys. Jerry Jones loves them. He gonna build the Jets brand. 1st and 10 now for Virginia Tech. High snap, but he still gets it off. And hell, they'll get about 2 yards there. The way this coach is looking at this kid is awfully strange. Yeah. Yeah. I'd say, how about them Cowboys? I don't get why Tech fans initially thought Jeff Collins was a good hire. It's a good point. Maybe because he was able to recruit. That was the biggest thing. But when you really look at it, Jeff Collins took over a Temple team that was a 10-win team that Matt Rule had built that had NFL talent on it and went no better than 7-6 with it. Then he gets a 7-year contract with one stint as a head coach at a group of 5 school that's nearly all guaranteed, that his buyout isn't reduced if fired. There isn't another team in the country that was a Power 4 school that would have given Jeff Collins that contract, which is why they were both fired, him and the AD. 2nd and 8 for Virginia Tech. They'll get it out to Tootin. He'll stay in bounds. They'll pick up about another 2. Key can recruit 2. Look at what he's doing. Yeah, I think we're 17th right now, number 2 class in the ACC. 3-9 with 2 running backs that are balling out in the NFL right now. It's true. No one gets the least out of their players like Jeff Collins does. And I mean, no. Look, North Carolina's defense, we talked about it, is full of 4 and 5 stars. And look at them. .453 to go in this game. 3rd and 5 for Virginia Tech. They'll run it with Tootin again. And he comes, he's going to be short. He made a second push there. Virginia Tech will have to punt. And this clock will roll down to nearly 4 minutes. (42-21) with 4:43 to go. Boston College takes a timeout. So scratch what I said about 4 minutes. Bracial Tootin. Yeah, he's a hell of a back. Hell of a catch, too, on the touchdown he got up. That ball was thrown a tad behind him. Tad bit behind him. 17 rushes for 249 yards. Appreciate it, Jose. Punt almost blocked. And they're going to get a flag for roughing the kicker, probably. Yep. It's either going to be roughing or running into the kicker. Either way, it will result in a first down. The UNC defense struggled well before Collins was there. So, is UNC defense really Jeff Collins 1 or 2? Gene Chiswick's fault? Well, here's the thing. Yes, North Carolina's defense has struggled, but they never give up 52 points in a half. They'd never given up 70 points in a game. They hadn't gotten beat in Chapel Hill by Duke for 13 years. I imagine they have not given up 2,000 plus yards of offense in 4 games. Like, he's doing things that, as bad as their defense has been, they had not done before. As far as Mike Norvell, I think it's up in the air, man, because these are all his guys, and they suck. 1st and 10 now for Virginia Tech after the roughing the kicker penalty. Tootin still on his feet, knocking people over. Picks up about 16. Chiswick started the fire. Collins poured gasoline on it. He's like, oh, no. Yeah, Collins got there and said, you really want to know what bad defense looks like? I'll show you. I'll show you. Tootin's going to be nearly 300 yards by the end of this game. School record. Tootin broke the school record for single game rushing yards against Boston College. Wow. Nearly took a delay of game there, Virginia Tech. They'll run it up the gut again, get about 2 or 3. More like 2. 3:40 to go in this game. Haynes King is one of the best QBs we've had in our team in forever. He's one of the best quarterbacks we've ever had. I mean, just objectively. Second down. Second and 7. Drones is out of the game. So they have their backups in now, which is probably smart. Another read option here. Quarterback takes it. They let Whitey run it as quarterback here. All right. And now he'll come out of the game. He must be a speedster or something if they ran that with him. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for Virginia Tech. 2:55 to go in this game. Yep, next week, Virginia Tech has Georgia Tech at Syracuse, Clemson at Duke, and Virginia. I could see Syracuse giving Virginia Tech problems, Georgia Tech and Clemson, though I don't think any 3 of those games will be easy for Virginia Tech. I do think they probably handle Duke and Virginia, though. All right, 3rd and 3 for the Hokies. $2:55 to go. They'll run it off tackle here, and they'll be short by about 2 yards. Be 4th and 2. It's like a bit of jawing going on. Is Virginia any good? I don't know if they're any good. They're better than most people like me gave them credit for. They're going to go for it 4th and 1 here. And they get, is it going to be a false start? It's going to be a false start. Virginia Tech will have to punt. Virginia Tech will have to punt 4th and 6. And this game's pretty much over. Where's the where can you go to see the statistics on it? It's got to be like a 99% chance right now. 516 yards of offense. No, they're going to go for it 4th and 6. They will, and they're going to pick it up. 4th and 6, Virginia Tech converts. Wow. So Virginia Tech, 516 yards of offense, 3 turnovers, 21 first downs to Boston College's 372 total yards of offense, 3 turnovers, and 22 first downs. All right. Yep, 99.9% win probability now for Boston College would have to get a turnover, score, onside, score again to tie. Though I do seem to remember Tech playing a team that had the statistics the same. And with a 0.1% chance of losing, Miami found a way. Miami found a way. All right. Was Paul Johnson Georgia Tech's head coach during the Reggie Ball era? No, that was Gailey. The first quarterback that Paul Johnson had was Josh Nesbitt, and he was also one of the best to do it here. We had Josh Nesbitt, and then who did we have? Washington? And then I think it was Justin Thomas after that. And then Marshall. Was it Marshall was the quarterback after Thomas? Oh, Vad Lee. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Vad Lee. Vad Lee was the only quarterback Paul had that he was willing to run out of the shotgun for. And I think they did that just for him. Still ended up transferring to, did he go to Garner Webb or something? Was Oliver one of the option quarterbacks? He was a Paul Johnson recruit. Yeah, Vad Lee was good. He went to JMU. Okay. I knew it was a group of 5 school. All right, let's get this game over with. Eroxin, clinically approved to treat erectile dysfunction. What a name for an erectile dysfunction medication. Eroxin. Get a rock on with Eroxin. Well, I hope you guys had a good time tonight. I know I did. Ended up being a far more interesting game than it had any right to be. Vad Lee and Tevin Washington torched Lane Kiffin and USC in the Sun Bowl. I remember that. That's right. That was not long. I want to say the next season, Lane was fired on the tarmac. They didn't even let him get up back on the plane. I don't know what's with the cone head thing. I would expect no less from Virginia Tech, though. All right, and they'll just, I guess, knee this thing out. So that'll end up being the ball game. So this is the team we're playing next week. Kind of a mixed bag with Virginia Tech. They definitely have the weapons to hurt you. Have a good quarterback, have a good offense, really good running back, in my opinion, and have a lot of tools on defense. You know, in this game, made a lot of mistakes that could have hurt them, but Boston College said, hold my beer. But that'll end up being your final score here. 42-21, Virginia Tech wins and covers, just like Rec told you they would. So where's my little thing here? Oh, here it is. Hope you guys have a good night. I'll be at the Benz Saturday. I'll be in section 109C, somewhere around the 20th row. Come and see me. Hope you guys have a good one.